Variation. There's two types of variation we're going to look at, direct and inverse variation. Here's what direct variation means. And it's based on the word varies. So as one goes up, the other goes up. For example, the more hours you work, the more you get paid. And if it doesn't happen that way, then that's a problem. So the standard equation for as y varies directly as x is given by y equals kx. Now k is just some constant. It's a fixed number. So let's say you make $7 an hour. Got that? And if you work 10 hours, you make $70. You gross $70. But as x goes up, let's say it becomes 20, and you still make $7 an hour, you make $140 then. And that's what y becomes. So as x goes up, y goes up as long as k stays constant. Now there's other stuff you may or may not need to know, but it's there anyway. So let's do an example. In fact, I don't think you'll need that, but it may help on some problems. So on this problem it says y varies directly as x. So immediately I write that because that's what it tells me. I gotta have my constant in there. And then it says if y is 24 when x is 6, find y when x is 12. Well, the thing I don't know what k is, given the information. So I'm going to find k first. And that's what this first part is. That's what it does. It's going to help me find k. So I'm going to use y equals kx, as always, because that's the only thing I know for sure when it talks about varies directly. Y is 24 when x is 6. K we don't know. But we can find it now if you look when we substitute numbers in. And k times 6 is the same as 6k. And how do we solve that? We divide both sides by 6. Which means k equals 4. So what that means is this equation, I'm going to write it up here, it actually is now more specific because we now know that k is 4. So y equals 4x is our real direct variation equation that we're going to use to help us find this. We're going to find y when x is 12 now because we have our k. So when x is 12 and our constant of variation is 4, we take 4 times 12 and we get 48, and that answers this question. So y equals 48 when x is 12. So it's actually a three-part equation, or a three-part problem. You find k first, so when you find k, you then have your direct variation equation, which you can then use to answer the real question. Now varies inversely means as one goes up, the other one goes down. So you can think it like this: the more you sleep, the less you accomplish that work. You think of something like that. So as one goes up, the other one goes down. And that's why it looks like this: y equals k divided by x. Inverse variation involves a fraction. So the more money you spend, the less you have. You think it like that. So let's say that k is $100. Got that? And let's say that x is what you spend. So if you spend $10, then x divided 100 divided by 10 is 10. That means you only have 10 left over. Now let's say that k stays 100 and you spend 20. 100 divided by 20 is 5. So the more you spend, the less you're going to have. That's called inverse variation. As one goes up, the other one goes down. But it works pretty much the same way. You just got to remember the word inversely is a fraction problem. So once you see y varies inversely as x, that means you have y equals k divided by x. K is on top. K divided by. Not k times. Direct is k times. Inverse is k divided by. So once again, we have this given, but we don't have k. So we're going to use that information when y is 11, x is 6, and that's going to help us find k. Now the easiest way to solve this is to eliminate the denominator by multiplying by the LCD, which is 6. Multiply both sides. These cancel, and it leaves us with k equals 11 times 6 is 66. What that means is that our equation becomes, instead of k over x, it becomes 66 over x. So now we can use this to find y when x is 22. So all you do then is take this equation and substitute x with the 22, and 66 divided by 22 is 3. So y equals 3 when x is 22. That's it.